Very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching the latest edition of 6 Story at 6 with me, Rakhta Mishra. The top story will be the honor that has been announced for our Op Sindoor heroes. Tomorrow, our heroes of Op Sindoor will be honored, from the air warriors to the ones in army. The top honors have been announced. We will get you a lowdown of that. The second story is one of the big stories. India has reacted to Pakistan's warmongering, and India has also warned Islamabad of consequences if these threats continue. Also on the show, we continue to get you the latest updates coming in, what's happening between India and United States as far as the tariff war is concerned. In the latest, there is a threat of additional tariff that has also been announced. And then story number 4 is how an actor Darshan has been arrested today in the Renuka Swami murder case. Story number 5 is an SP MLA being expelled from the party only because she praised, she lauded Yogi Adityanath. And finally, we'll tell you how a deadly cloudburst has wreaked havoc in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar. Let's start with story number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, they are our heroes who displayed sheer bravery and valor. They took down Pakistan's terror dens. They took the revenge for Sindoor. And now they are being rightfully awarded. Narendra Modi government has announced gallantry awards for 36 air warriors who played crucial roles in Operation Sindoor. And as part of the recognition for their bravery, 9 Indian Air Force officers, including the fighter pilots who struck the terror group headquarters in Muridke and Bahawalpur, were awarded the Veer Chakra, India's 3rd highest wartime gallantry medal. Another award, Shaurya Chakra, was also conferred upon an officer, while 26 other airmen were awarded with the Vayu Sena medal. And also there are top military wartime honors also coming in for Lieutenant General Prateek Sharma and Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, who was the DGMO that time. You remember that press conference. And we have Ishan joining us live on the broadcast from the newsroom. Ishan, of course, it's Independence Day, and our heroes will be honored on this very, very special occasion.
9 air officers who flew during Operation Sindoor to attack at the heart of terror. These 9 officers were responsible for attacking Muridke and Bahawalpur terror camps. They used the Rafale aircraft. They will be getting the Veer Chakra. Apart from that, 7 top military leaders will be getting the Sarvotta Yuddha Seva medal. This medal is awarded for exemplary leadership during operations or during war times. Right now, 2 army commanders, 4 air force commander and 1 navy commander is the recipient of this medal. This is the first time in history 4 air force commanders are being awarded the Vishisht Yuddha Seva medal. This is possibly in recognition of the exemplary action taken by the Indian Air Force.
Of course, Air Force, of course, was at the forefront, and we saw the role Air Force played. And Air Chief Marshal had also just the weekend gone by, he had elaborated on what damage India had inflicted on it. Thanks so much, Ishan, for joining us with those details. And we shift our focus to Pakistan that continues to warmonger. New Delhi has finally hit back, and it has hit back hard. Ministry of External Affairs just a while back, in a sharp briefing, in a sharp retaliation, has slammed Pakistan and calls it a continuous pattern of reckless warmongering rhetoric, and has accused Islamabad's ministers of using anti-India statements just to hide their own failures. India's position, of course, remains firm that it will neither make any compromises or bow down to any form of nuclear intimidation from Pakistan. Listen in to MEA spokesperson Ranadhir Jaiswal.
We have seen reports regarding a continuing pattern of reckless warmongering and hateful comments from Pakistani leadership against India. It is well known the known modus operandi of the Pakistani leadership to whip up anti-India rhetoric time and again to hide their own failures. Pakistan would be well advised to temper its rhetoric, as any misadventure will have painful consequences, as was demonstrated recently.
Let's take you back to this entire chronology of the threats that have been issued. First, of course, it started from Asim Munir that did not go out in public, but everybody knows what he said on the American soil. He in fact warned that he will take half the world down with him. Pakistan will take half the world down with it, and also said that it will start attacking India from the east and then go on to the west. So it was a clear nuclear threat that was coming in from Asim Munir. And then what followed was Bilawal Bhutto and Shehbaz Sharif also losing it again. Listen in.
अब भर में पाकिस्तान के सफ़ीर पहुँचे, नुमाइंदे पहुँचे, हमने अमन की बात की, भारत ने जंग की बात की, लेकिन अगर जंग छेड़ा गया है तो हम शाह अब्दुल लतीफ़ बिठाई की धरती से मोदी सरकार को बताना चाहेंगे कि हम पीछे नहीं हटते, हम झुकते ही नहीं हैं। तो अगर आप सिंधु की तरफ इस किस्म की हमला के बारे में सोचेंगे तो फिर पाकिस्तान के हर सूबे के अवाम आपका मुकाबला करने के लिए तैयार है, और ये ऐसे जंग है जो आप ज़रूर हारेंगे।
मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ आज दुश्मन को कि अगर तुम हमारा पानी बंद करने की धमकी देते हो तो ये बात जहन में रखना कि पाकिस्तान की एक बूंद भी तुम पाकिस्तान से छीन नहीं सकते। उस खुदाए बुजुर्गो बरतर की कसम है कि अगर तुमने ये हरकत की तो दोबारा तुम्हें वो सबक सिखाएंगे कि तुम कानों को हाथ लगाओगे पाकिस्तान का तुम कभी भी।
And viewers, amid Trump's tariff threats, the US has once again come out with its tariff rhetoric. Now, this time it is the US Trade Secretary Scott Bessent who has warned that if the US-Russia peace talk fail, US would increase secondary tariff. It would increase the tariff, it would levy additional tariffs, secondary tariffs on India. And this comes at a time when the United States has already imposed 50%, a total of 50% tariffs on India. That includes the penalty for buying Russian oil. And this is, of course, it begs the question that failure of Trump-Putin talks will be, of course, come as a punishment for India. Listen in.
भारत और अमेरिका के बीच में जो रक्षा सहयोग है बड़े मजबूत हैं। पिछले कई दशकों में दोनों देशों के बीच में कई समझौते हुए हैं जो इसको एक आयाम, एक मजबूत रूप देते हैं। ये रिश्ते पिछले कुछ सालों में, दशकों में काफ़ी इसका फैलाव बढ़ा है। इसी महीने एक डिफेंस पॉलिसी टीम अमेरिका से आने वाली है और साथ ही साथ जो दोनों देशों के बीच में युद्ध अभ्यास, जॉइंट मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज जो होता है, उसका 21वीं कड़ी उस युद्ध अभ्यास का 21वीं जॉइंट मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज का नाम युद्ध अभ्यास है। ये इसी महीने अलास्का में होने वाली है। साथ ही साथ दोनों देश इस पर बातचीत कर रहे हैं कि जो 2+2 का इंटरसेशनल मीटिंग होता है, उसका वर्किंग लेवल जो मीटिंग होता है, वो भी इस महीने दोनों देश करने के लिए आपस में बातचीत कर रहे हैं। इंडिया एंड द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स शेयर a comprehensive global strategic partnership anchored in shared interests, democratic values and robust people-to-people ties. This partnership has weathered several transitions and challenges, as we had said earlier as well. We remain focused on the substantive agenda that the two countries have committed to, and we hope that the relationship will continue to move forward based on mutual respect and shared interests.
All right, viewers. Now, we shift our focus to a case that's been continuing. The wait for justice has continued for more than a year now. Renuka murder case. He was found dead last year with severe injuries that hinted at torture. The two big names that have surfaced in this is Sandalwood star Darshan and Pavitra Gowda. Darshan has defied all rules of law while he was sent behind the bars. He was out on bail. He flouted the norms. In fact, even in jail, he was given VIP treatment. Meanwhile, in jail, he has gone to to foreign trips while he was being charge sheeted for murder. But today, the Supreme Court has cracked the whip on the actor. The court cancelled the bail granted to actor Darshan and other accused by the Karnataka High Court. In fact, the Supreme Court bench observed that granting bail in case of such a grave nature carried a serious risk of the accused influencing witnesses or tampering with evidence. And in fact, the Supreme Court also said that nobody is above the law, and it also had harsh words to say to the Karnataka High Court about how he was treated in jail, the VIP treatment that was given in jail to Darshan. In fact, first Pavitra Gowda was today taken into custody. She was arrested from her residence, and then actor Darshan also just a while back has been arrested and taken to custody.
ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಯಿತು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್
ಬಟ್ ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅವ್ರ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಅಂತ
ಬೇಲ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಇದ್ದರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಾರಿನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋದರು, ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಂತ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ?
ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಮಾನ
ಒಂಚೂರು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಬೇಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ. ನಿಮಗೇನು ಅನಿಸ್ತಿತ್ತು ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್
ಕಾನೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು.
ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ
ದೇವ್ರ ಕೈ
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ?
ಯಾರು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶ.
All right, my colleague Abhishek joins us live in the broadcast from Abhishek. He has been taken into custody. Darshan has been taken into custody. What is the latest update you're picking up?
Rakshita, it was at 4:44 when actor Darshan was taken into custody by the Annapurneshwari police station. He was brought to the Annapurneshwari police station at around 4:44. He was accompanied by his brother Dinakar Tugudip, who is also a producer himself. And at this point of time, my video journalist Sadanand will show you the exact situation what we are seeing in front of Annapurneshwari Nagar police station. Thousands of fans of actor Darshan Tugudipa have assembled in front of the Annapurneshwari Nagar police station, and we can clearly see that despite he being an accused in the case of a murder, his fans are still cheering for him, and they are shouting slogans to support actor Darshan, who is already in the Annapurneshwari Nagar police station. 5 accused out of 7 have already gathered within the Annapurneshwari Nagar police station. The medical checkup from the government officials, from the government doctors, have already been completed as of now. We also have seen IPS Sri Girish, who intervened the situation, who also wanted to have a clear note of what is being done inside. He has also started the documentation process within the station as of now, and we clearly have seen a couple of buses which have already come into the proximity of the station to transport these accused in the case of Renuka Swami towards the city civil court, where all these people, all these accused will be produced in front of the judge, and after which they will be headed towards Parapanna Agrahara jail and towards the Ballari jail, where they previously were stationed at, where they were following their sentence. And at this point of time, we are unsure as to why the movement hasn't begun yet. However, the police are trying hard to make sure that the issue or the mob doesn't go out of control. We've also seen people shouting slogans towards showing their love towards actor Darshan as of now, and this comes as a shocker to Darshan and various other people who were involved in the murder of Renuka Swami. The Supreme Court, when addressing the advocates present in the court hall, very clearly mentioned that law is equal to each and everyone. No one is above the law, no one is below the law. We will have to treat everyone in the same way. At this point of time, it is also mentioned that there should be no VVIP treatment given to actor Darshan in jail at any point of time. If so, any treatment like such found, the superintendent will be taken into consideration. They will have to suspend him, is what they have mentioned as of now. On the other hand, DCM DK Shivakumar, Home Minister Dr. G. Parmeshwaran, and various other ministers from the Karnataka state government has reacted, stating that they will have to abide the law, and they will also abide the law. And the target was the Supreme Court had mentioned the government not to give any VVIP treatment, and they will abide by the Supreme Court's decision, is what we've been told. So we are waiting for the movement of the vehicle from the Annapurneshwari police station towards the city civil court.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining us with those details. We'll keep a close eye on the developments on that story. Viewers, Shifting our focus now to what's happening in Uttar Pradesh. A major political storm is brewing in the state. This after Samajwadi Party MLA Pooja Pal openly praised Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath for his crackdown on crime and for the justice in her husband's murder case. But the praise has not gone down well with her party. Here's the full report on the controversy that's now snowballed into a political flashpoint. She has now been expelled from Samajwadi Party.
A fresh controversy has erupted after the latest UP Assembly session. Pooja Pal, widow of slain BSP MLA Raju Pal, praised Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath for delivering justice in her husband's murder case and significantly improving the state's law and order.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने एक बहुत ही पीड़ित परिवार जितने भी प्रयागराज नहीं उत्तर प्रदेश में जितने भी अतीक अहमद से पीड़ित परिवार के लोग थे पूजा पाल के साथ साथ उन सभी परिवारों को माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने न्याय दिलाने का काम किया। मैं वनडे से बोल रही हूँ जब मैं पार्टी में थी तब भी मुझे तो आज निकाला गया। देखिए जब सही होगा तो सही बोला ही जाएगा।
She attributed the conviction of notorious gangster Atiq Ahmed, responsible for Raju Pal's murder, to the Chief Minister's strict zero-tolerance policy towards crime. Raju Pal was assassinated in 2005 in a politically motivated attack, according to police investigations. Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf, convicted in the case, were killed in April 2023. But an SP MLA praising the Chief Minister has not sat well with the party. The Samajwadi Party, citing serious damage to its organisation, has expelled Pooja Pal with immediate effect.
मैं विधायक से पहले मैं एक महिला थी। मेरी 9 दिन की शादी हुई थी। मेरे हाथ की मेहंदी नहीं छूटे थे। मेरे पति मात्र 3 महीना इस सदन के सदस्य हुए थे और उसके बाद उनकी हत्या करके दिन दहाड़े उनको हत्या कर दिया गया, खून दिया गया और उनकी डेड बॉडी नहीं दी गई। तो मैंने तो कल कोई भी विकास की मैंने बात नहीं की, ना मैंने कोई समाजवादियों की बात की, ना मैंने कोई नेता की बात की। मैंने पर्सनल सिर्फ अपनी बातें रखी कि हम ऐसे सताए गए थे, ऐसे परेशान किए गए थे और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने असली में मेरे छुपे हुए आंसुओं को देखा और मुझे न्याय दिलाने का काम किया। मैंने यही तो बोला था।
Meanwhile, in a face-off, Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Brajesh Pathak has condemned the SP's decision to expel Pooja Pal.
माननीय महिला विधायक को स्वतंत्रता दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर जब उन्होंने विकसित भारत के विजन की तस्वीर सदन में रख कर के उसका समर्थन किया, ऐसे अवसर पर ऐसी बहन को निष्कासित किया गया। ये समाजवादी पार्टी की घटिया सोच को दर्शाती है।
देखिए, जिसको कहते हैं जिसका मन छोटा होता है ना, वो इस तरह की हरकतें करते हैं। तो मैं इतना ही कह सकता हूँ कि जो निर्णय है ऐसे तो उन्हें समाजवादी पार्टी का है, मगर सरकार की जो सच तारीफ करे और फिर इसके इस तरह से वो करें तो ये उचित नहीं है।
देखिए, उन्होंने सरकार की तारीफ इसलिए की कि सरकार अच्छा काम कर रही है और उन्होंने विकसित उत्तर प्रदेश की बात की थी। इसके लिए सपा को शायद ये क्यों नहीं गवा रहा है, क्या वो इस प्रदेश को फिर वही गुंडागर्दी का, लूटमार का, महिलाओं के साथ जो घटनाएं होती थी उसी का प्रदेश बनाना चाहते हैं।
देखिए, सच सुनने की आदत समाजवादी पार्टी के पास नहीं है और उनकी पार्टी का मामला है। उन्होंने जो किया है वो जाने और उन्होंने सच कहा है।
The BJP has hit out at the opposition, citing no democracy within the party.
And viewers, a massive cloud burst has struck the remote village of Tishoti in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar district, claiming at least 38 lives and leaving 120 others injured. The incident occurred amid the ongoing Machail Mata pilgrimage, with Tishoti serving as the last motorable point for the devotees before their trek to that temple. Rescue operations have been underway since morning, with several injured shifted to Atholia Hospital and others referred to District Hospital Kishtwar. Authorities report extensive damage to makeshift shops and structures in the area. The Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir has directed the civil, police, army, NDRF and SDRF teams to intensify the relief operations due to the region's remoteness and the poor connectivity. The officials say a complete assessment of damage and casualties is still awaited. In fact, there's been a twin cloudburst, one in Ganderbal and the other in Kishtwar. The death toll is rising in Kishtwar. My colleague Gursimran Singh is en route Kishtwar, and we have Zeenat also. She's en route Ganderbal. I'll go to Kishtwar first. Gursimran, tell us what is the latest. The death toll is risen, we learn.
Yes, the death toll is 38. That is what we are getting to know from the officials, and more than 120 people have been injured in this unfortunate incident that has been reported. Now, apart from this, what we are picking up that the senior officials from the police as well as the district administration, they are at the spot. Out of 120 injuries, 35 are said to be serious, and now the teams of the NDRF, 4 teams are on their way. SDRF, Jammu and Kashmir Police are already at the spot, and they are trying to carry out the relief and the rescue operations. Some of those having the serious injuries are being shifted to the Government Medical College in Jammu as well. What we are learning that Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has directed the senior officials of the police, including the IGP Jammu Zone, Bhim Sen Tuti, and the Divisional Commissioner Ramesh Kumar, to immediately reach Kishtwar to oversee the rescue and the relief operation. Apart from this, Indian Air Force has also kept their airstrips in the Padar and the Kishtwar on the alert, and they have activated the airstrips, and as weather improves, the Air Force will also be swung into the relief and the rescue operations. Union Home Minister has spoken to the leader of opposition, Sunil Sharma, and has assured every possible help from the central government. Home Minister has also spoken to Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, and now what we are getting to know that the relief and rescue operation is in advanced stage, though 38 lives have been lost, but the efforts are being made that those who are still trapped in the debris, they be evacuated at an earliest so that the precious lives can be saved. But for now,
yes,
somewhere 100 people, they are said to be missing.
Yes, Gursimran, thanks so much for joining us from Kishtwar. We also have Zeenat. Zeenat, you're en route Ganderbal. I can see that it's still raining heavily. Tell us the latest update.
See, Rakshita, it's raining heavily in Jammu and Kashmir. As far as the Kashmir zone is concerned, there is already a Met has predicted that the heavy to moderate to heavy rains will continue for the next 4 to 6 hours. Although the cloudburst was witnessed in Narenag, which is in Kangan, Ganderbal of central Kashmir, although there has been no casualty or injuries been reported. Simultaneously, the flash floods were also witnessed in Karna, which is the remote village of North Kashmir's border frontier, and then Bandipora, where the school kids got stuck in a building, and finally the rescue teams were sent to for their evacuation. We have seen the district administration Ganderbal along with the Bandipora has already issued an alert in 2 of the districts, and people have been asked not to venture near the streams or the rivers. Even the tourists have been asked to follow the guidelines. As far as the South Kashmir's Anantnag is concerned, because Anantnag Ridge is connected with the Kishtwar, where the cloudburst has taken place, that has taken the lives of more than 38 people, and still the rescue operation continues there. In South Kashmir, we are seeing the Pahalgam, Batkot, Frisal and Kokarnag, where the floods have witnessed it, and people have been asked again there to not to venture out. Srinagar, it is raining heavily. Meanwhile, in North Kashmir, the Magam, where the waterlogging has taken place. My VJ Mubashir is showing you the visuals, the present scenes in the Kashmir Valley. This is Srinagar city. This is the Dal Lake, where you see the clouds had completely covered the sky. Meanwhile, the visibility has gone down. In fact, there is no activity in world famous Dal Lake. In fact, the Sharawalas have also been asked to follow the guidelines. So we don't see much people around, and in fact, the slow movement of transport is a snail pace transport that is taking place here in Srinagar. And also the Met has, apart from the 4 to 6 heavy rains,
yes,
it has also predicted the weather is going to remain disturbed for the next 3 days.
Right, Zeenat, thanks so much for joining us with those details coming in on that story, viewers. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of 6 Stories at 6. Thank you so much for watching, and live and breaking at 6:30. See you.